Okay. Well, this is interesting. Welcome. So, my name's Kerwin, and this is my first attempt at formally recording something that even remotely resembles a YouTube video. And this is my day one. And what is this day one that you ask of? It is day one of me formally coming out to the world as a creative. I've been very much in the shadows when it comes to my journey as a creative, but my main medium is through fashion, and it's the way that I best express myself on this planet. And I really wanted this channel, or where I see it going in the future, to be a documentation of my processes, my journey. I've been sewing since 2017. That's when I was fortunate enough to have been gifted my first ever sewing machine by my family, and that was back in 2017. So it's been quite a journey up to this point, and I can't believe it's taken me this long to start this, but I really wanted to step back and formally embrace this opportunity of knowing that I can look back at something to see where it is I've started, to see where I currently am right now in the present, and also where I might be going in the future. So I welcome you to my channel, and I'm quite excited to get this going. So I got my design journal, some fancy pens, and some pencils, which I cannot find right now, but essentially there's nothing in my way. So let's go. For a while now, I've grappled with myself over what I want my first few videos to be about, and instead of starting something new, I thought it would just be best for me to revisit a project that I kind of let fall by the wayside. I started working on this project somewhere in the third quarter of last year, and at the time I was quite motivated and energized by it, but I kind of just lost interest for it and don't really have a good explanation for it. But in all honesty, I think that the timing couldn't have been any more poetic, because yesterday at work I was right about wrapping up my lunch break and probably had one of the most divine encounters of my entire life. What started off between myself and this exceptionally amazing lady, who by the way wasn't in the best mental spot at that specific point, but what started off as a very standard quote-unquote business encounter really transformed into this stunning conversation about faith and learning to step out in faith. And what made this conversation so beautiful was a lot of the things that I was saying was kind of being mirrored back to me in a way that really resonated with me, and just gave me all the confidence in knowing that I should step out in faith more often. And one of the things that I knew I could practice this with was this project. I definitely wasn't scared by the project. I just felt that maybe the timing for it wasn't right. Now that I feel like the timing is much better, and I've kind of gotten this inner confidence and this inner, I want to say approval, but it's not the word. I think the word is confirmation. That's the word. When I got this inner confirmation, I knew that I could do it, and I'm going to do it. So, what exactly is this project? It's a collection, and it's a collection I intend to tell a story with, my personal story, and
I've decided to only do about 8 looks, so I'm unsure how many pieces I would be making in total, but I think 8 looks is a good launching pad. So I've also created a synopsis for this collection, and it reads, "This collection was born from the concepts of romanticism, a detailed account of a hero who forged his own narrative through personal expression of individuality. How far can he push the envelope? Will the obsession for novelty wither away? Or will the buds of creativity continue to flower? As the hero gazes out at the unknown, he is met with opportunities for self-reflection and contemplation of life's paths, all in the embracement of the sublime, greatness beyond all possible calculation, measure, or imitation. This is his story." So what I'm doing here is just one massive brain dump. This particular point in my design process is always one of the most important for me because I think it goes without saying, but what you imagine might not be doable. So it's always important to get my sketches down on paper and see how I can work it into something that can be made tangible. So I'm just kind of referencing some images that I've seen in the past and also revisiting some of my older designs with a kind of new mindset about improving the design for the current context that I'm making it in. I do intend to obviously wear these pieces, but I'm feeling that I might want to do one really cool photo shoot with it. But first things first, I gotta get my sketches down, and then from there I kind of refine my sketches, and then from there we get making. So yeah, kind of just working through a bit of my inspiration, seeing what my brain comes up with, obviously in correlation with my synopsis and also some of the imagery that I've been looking at. Okay, so now that we've finished our rough sketches, I think we can get cracking on refining them. I can humbly admit that as of now, my wardrobe is experiencing a little shortage in pants. I don't own that many pairs of pants, and of the ones I do own, they aren't the most versatile, often leaving me feeling very bottlenecked when it comes to dressing up. So what better of a garment to get started on than a pair of pants? I started sketching this design with an intention of it serving as a kind of quote-unquote wardrobe basic. It's a fitted waist, wide leg trouser, and to elevate the design, I'm going to add fun visual details like a paper bag trimmed to the top of the waistband, deep plunging back yoke panels, areas for gathered fabric on the front and back for volume, a thick 10 to 15 centimeter hem to give the pants tons of body, and a sleek 2mm thin pin tuck that will run vertically down the center front and center back of each leg. And to extend the longevity of the garment and achieve the most enjoyable wearing experience, I'm going to add interfacing to the waistband and paper bag trim to give it body, and I'll be reinforcing my patch pockets at all points of attachment. If this doesn't make sense now, no worries, I'll explain it when I get to the making process. But now, let's get to the fabrics. So usually when it comes to making a pair of pants like this, the standard fabric that one would often use is a cotton twill. But I've decided that I'm going to use cotton sateen instead. So I got these 4 beautiful colors. These are 97% cotton and 3% elastane for just a bit of a comfort stretch. I think the reason I chose a sateen was because I'm really a big fan of the surface finish on these. Sateen generally has more of a natural shininess to it. Cotton twill generally has more of a texture to it, and I didn't want that specifically for these garments only because I do want to kind of make them look a bit more elevated. I've done pants in the past that have been made from cotton twill, but it's kind of difficult to dress them up because sometimes they can lean a bit more casual, and I'm one to always dress up. So because of that, I really wanted to give myself the option of having something that can be elevated all the time and I can rather dress it down.
So for this design, I've selected cotton sateen in 4 different colors, and I got 2.5 meters of each, and I just wanted to do a bit of a color breakdown. So the first one I got is this sort of sandy, deserty brown. Now brown is an interesting color for me because I generally only gravitate towards brown when it comes to shoes. And when I do gravitate towards brown, it's more of a very deep, dark, chocolatey brown. So, very excited about this color, and I think it's going to be a good neutral for me, and I'm keen to squeeze it into my wardrobe. The next color I got is this dark egg blue that can kind of be seen as green in some lighting, but it definitely has a lot of gray in it, which is super ideal for me. And this is a color that, well, green in general is a color that I've only started experimenting with mid last year, and I must say I think I'm joining the green team. So quite happy with this one. Which brings me to my next color, which is this sort of more saturated version of the duck egg green. And this is definitely more of a saturated green than I would go for. If you see the colors that I generally go for, this one will definitely stand out quite a lot, just given that it is so saturated. And the last color I got is this blush toned mauvey pink color, and I have quite an interesting relationship with pink because back in the day when I used to wear it, I would generally gravitate more towards a lighter pink and a pink that generally was always a bit more warm in undertone. But this one is definitely more berry, has a lot of gray in it. Once again, this is an exciting one for me, particularly because I've not yet embraced pinks at all for quite a while, and I'm excited to reintroduce it into my wardrobe. Generally, I try and keep pink away from my face as much as possible, but because we're making pants, I think it should be fine. Now that we've made it to the end of this first video, I thought that now's a better time than any to drop a little bit of a disclaimer. I'm sure you can tell that I got a haircut, and I've probably had a million different outfit changes throughout this video, but that's because I'm filming this across multiple days, multiple weeks, and will probably be multiple months in all honesty. And that's because I have a day job, and whenever I have a free moment, that's when I can work on any of this. So I guess what I'm asking of you is to be open to a little bit of spontaneity and to grow with me, because I don't really have a set plan on how I want to schedule my posts going forward, but it's going to be a learning curve for me, and obviously I'll see what people gravitate towards. But at the end of the day, like I said at the beginning of the video, I am doing this to always have some form of documentation of my processes. So however that materializes, I'm open for it, and I hope that you're open for it too. So comment for the next video. It's likely going to be just the making process of these pants and hopefully the reveal at the end of it. But thanks for joining me up to this point, and I'm excited to see you in the next one. The fact that this is my first video, I knew I was going to get to this point, but I would like to ask of you, if you are keen to see more from me, to like the video and subscribe. I'd love to have you along for the journey, and yeah, just hoping we can grow together. So with that said, I'm signing off, and I'll see you in the next video.